we go, losing self-control.
Hey guys, this is Eliza from Dusk Reads and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about some of the books I've read recently.
It's what we become, strangers on the run.
So this is something new for this channel. I will no longer be doing monthly wrap-ups because I read so many books. Like, I usually am more than 20 books read because of all the audiobooks that I read. I don't ever get a chance to actually like go into detail about whether I like them or not. At the end of the month I'm just kind of like, here's the book, I've read it, moving on, because it'll be too long a video. So I took this inspiration from Jessie the Reader, who does what have I recently read type video. So I'm gonna do the same thing and just like every month, every couple of weeks, whenever I've read, I think I'm gonna do about 5 to 7 books. I'll come on and talk about the books I've recently read and discuss my thoughts on them. My second new goal for myself is to start reviewing more books, because generally I only review the books that I physically read, but lately I want to start reviewing the audiobooks as well, even if it's just a short review on Goodreads or on Litsy, which is a platform that I do review books on. Generally I review every book that I read on there. So if you want to follow me, it's just Dusk Angel Reads. There's no links for Goodreads, for Litsy, because Litsy is only on an app, it's not a website. So I can't give you a link, but Dusk Angel Reads. So yeah, and I'll link my Goodreads down below if you want to follow me there for my thoughts as I'm going. But right now I'm just going to discuss 5 books, I think. Or 6 technically, but one I won't actually be discussing. But yeah, 6 books that I've read recently. I decided to do this just now because the 24-hour readathon I'm doing starts this afternoon, so I'll be doing a separate wrap up for those books, so I won't have to worry about them. So I decided to do this now, and yeah, let's just get into it. So first, the book that I won't be discussing is, I have read recently Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I don't think I need to discuss this. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is actually my favourite Harry Potter book. It seems to be a lot of people's least favourite, maybe like second to Chamber of Secrets, because Chamber of Secrets is like a little hated on. But yeah, I love Order of the Phoenix. It and Half-Blood Prince are kind of like on the same league, and kind of Deathly Hallows. I really can't choose. What am I talking about? So moving on, the next book I read was Dragon Rider by Cornelia Funk. This one I listened to on audiobook. This one I picked up because my mum found it in a secondhand bookstore while we were away on holidays, and read it while we were on holidays, and I don't know if she enjoyed it, she didn't necessarily say, but she did read it, and then we went and bought the sequel in actual QBD, like in an actual bookshop. So I'm assuming she enjoyed it, but I decided to read it when I saw it on Scribd, and I didn't love it. It was like it's a middle grade, but it was a little more of an intense middle grade. It wasn't just like, you know, like a fun, easy middle grade. It had like a bit more world building to it. But I did enjoy it. It just didn't wow me. There wasn't anything I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I don't really know what to say about this one, because my thoughts are just like meh. There's not like anything I hated, and there's not anything I loved. So there's not really anything I can discuss for this one. But it was an okay read, and the audiobook was really well done. So the next book I read, well, I'm actually going to talk about 2 books together because they are both from the same series. First off is Sparks Rise by Alexandra Bracken. This is number 2.5 in the Darkest Minds series, so this one comes between Never Fade and In the Afterlight. And the next one I read was Beyond the Night, which is number 3.5, so it comes between In the Afterlight and The Darkest Legacy. So in the past I did read the first novella, I can't remember what it's called, In Time, I'm pretty sure it's called. It's between The Darkest Minds and Never Fade. I did read that, but I'm pretty sure it was about Zoo. If you've read The Darkest Minds, you know who Zoo is, but I'm pretty sure it was about Zoo. Whereas these 2 were actually about, what is her name? I'm having a mind blank. Sam. I forgot her name. But yeah, these are about Sam, who was someone that the main character in the Darkest Minds trilogy made friends with in the camps. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but the first one follows Sam and a family friend she had before all the shit went down with the size. So that was really interesting. like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil anything, but I loved just seeing this little bit of extra information because Sam did intrigue me, and then we also meet this other character who was really interesting, and he had one of the more unique abilities, so it was interesting to see from that point of view, as we usually only see well, the main character, I won't say what her ability is because that's kind of a spoiler, but we also mainly only see greens and blues because they're the less dangerous, so they're the ones they didn't try and kill off or like do weird experiments with. So yeah, that was definitely interesting seeing that side of things a little bit more. And then Beyond the Night, the 3.5 in the series, that one follows the same characters but after the events of In the Afterlight. I won't say what happens in the Afterlight, but it happens after that, and they go and try and find Sam's friend Lucas's sister. So there's just a shit ton of crap that goes down there. We get to see Ruby and the other ones we meet through the Darkest Minds Never Faded in the Afterlight. So that was really interesting seeing them again come back together. The only one we didn't see was Zoo. My cat just sneezed. So yeah, I really loved delving into this world, even though it is really short. For some reason, these books take me the longest time to read. Sparks Fire is only 85 pages, and I think Beyond the Night was around 130-ish. And these took me like hours to read. It was the same when I read The Darkest Minds and Never Fade for the first time. It took me so long to read these books. I'm not sure why. There's something about these books makes it take forever to read. But then when I reread via the audiobook and continued on to the audiobook of In the Afterlight. So yeah, but hopefully it'll be a bit easier for The Darkest Legacy, which I actually have coming in the mail. Actually, it might be coming today. I don't know. And just another extra tidbit, if you're looking to read the Darkest Minds series, the box set that includes The Darkest Minds Never Fade, In the Afterlight and Through the Dark, which is the novella bind-up with the In Time, Sparks Rise and Beyond the Night, you can get those 3 books and a box set from Big W if you're Australian for $30, and then you can also get The Darkest Legacy for $12, so you can get all 5 books for $42 through Big W. So that's what I do. I'm waiting for them to come in the mail, and they're the new covers. Like, I have the old covers. Hold on. Yeah, I have these covers, which are fine, but you know, they're not the prettiest, and I do really like the new covers. I'll put a picture here, but yeah, so I was really happy when I saw that box set. Actually, how I saw it was I was going through my Snap stories and I saw Lynette Noni, who is an Australian author. She's the author of Akane. I can't reach it, but she's the author of Akane, well, the Kane Chronicles, which is one of my favourite series, and she took a snap of her series at Big W, and in the background I saw The Darkest Legacy for $12. I was like, ooh, thank you, and I went on to Big W straight away and I found that, and I found the box set. So roundabout way to find the price of books, but it worked. Now, the next 2 books I want to talk about are also from the same series, and they are the first 2 books in the Kane Chronicle. Yeah, the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan, which the first book is The Red Pyramid and the second book is The Throne of Fire. I'm currently reading the 3rd book, but I'm not quite finished it yet, and I'm just going to read it throughout the 24-hour readathon. I might get it finished during the 24-hour readathon, we'll see, but if I do, it'll be in that wrap-up. If not, it'll be in a later one. So the Kane Chronicles doesn't seem to get talked about as much as Percy Jackson. I read the first Percy Jackson book and I wasn't like overly impressed. I think it was because I read it when I was a lot older. I'm pretty sure I only read it last year and I'm like 21 now. So I think it was because I read it when I was older. I didn't read it when like I was around about the same age as the characters were, like most other people did. So it didn't blow me away. Wait 3 seconds. You guys are witnessing this. I just got accepted for the NetGalley of Muse of Nightmares. Yes. I'm fucking excited. I am adding that to my TBR for the 24-hour readathon. I just saw the Hatchet Australia logo come up on my emails. I was like, what? Because Strange the Dreamer was actually the first e-galley I was ever accepted for in NetGalley. Australian publishers seem to be a lot kinder than US publishers, because when talking to people from the US, they're like, oh, we can never get popular new releases when we start off. My first book was Strange the Dreamer, and then there was a heap of other popular new releases, and I think it's because I'm Australian and like we're dealing with Australian publishers rather than the US ones. But yeah, so I just got accepted for Years of Nightmares. So I'll be adding that straight on to my 24-hour readathon. That's exciting. Anyways, okay, moving on. What was I talking about? Yeah, I think I was talking about that the Kane Chronicles aren't talked about as much as Percy Jackson, but I'm actually preferring the Kane Chronicles to the Percy Jackson book. Like, I only read the first book, but I wasn't like overly thrilled with it, so I haven't continued, and I was going to pick up the audiobooks for Percy Jackson, but then someone told me they were bad, and I was like, okay. So I still have I have the first book, I think, sitting on my Audible. I might get to it eventually, but that's also like a big ass series to wait for Audible credits for, because like usually when I read series on audiobook, I do it on Scribe because you get them all and they're all free. But for Audible, and especially because there's like how many books in the Percy Jackson world, that's gonna take a while. Even if I read one each month, it'll be like for the next year. So anyways, but as for the Kane Chronicles, I am enjoying it. For some of the time I feel like the characters are acting a lot older than they are, like not necessarily just more mature, but they just feel like they're older. Like it may say I think they're 12 or 13 or something, because it is a middle grade. They may say that they're that age, but they're not. Like they don't feel that age in any way, even at the start when they're like still naive to magic and everything. I still feel like they don't feel like their age. But besides that, I am having fun reading it. There is always something going on. There's a lot of twists and turns. Some of them are predictable, some of them not so much. So I'm not like absolutely loving the series, like it's not like a new top 5 favorite, but I am enjoying it and I'm enjoying myself reading it. So I've given them 4 stars. I didn't tell you guys what I gave the other books. Sparks Rise and Beyond the Night was both 5 stars, and Dragon Rider was 3, Harry Potter 5. So yeah, I still have given them 4 stars, but yeah, they're just not like blowing my mind as much as like my favorite books do. Example. Anyways, so yeah, I am enjoying it though. So I'm gonna continue reading, obviously, because I've only got like this one book to go because it is only a trilogy. So yeah, that's all the books that I've read recently. Hopefully I'll be able to keep this series kind of going throughout my blog now, my YouTube. My god, being a blogger for like 3 years before coming to YouTube, everything, like I always say I'm blogging something, even if I mean I'm vlogging or I'm YouTubing something, it's just, it gets a tad confusing. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, but I don't wanna let you know